可是哈，我现在老是需要离开那个，我现在在这里，可是政府官员正在我学校找我麻烦，没有赶到他。所以啊，我最近被搞惨了，就是本来就是中天去找我们，现在那个教育局的正在我这查，正在查。最后啊，我想说看看你们这边有没有认识？
台中的嘛，
对啊，台中
市政府的。
对，你有没有直接的管道可以去跟他们？
我可以请朋友问一下教育局的，那他的那个内容你再line给我，是哪一方面？你们那个名称是用你的那个补习班的名称，还是针对你个人？我替他问。
对啊，那个
反正教育局的嘛，就是
我是在想说，对。那个跟幼儿跟那个都大补习班的都有关系，所以可能就是问说那样子，因为中天的找就是我们的员工离职嘛，那结果就去找麻烦，找的要命。那他来上班3个月，我们就觉得不适任，那我们也是依照所有的法规让他就是离开。对，那结果他是3年前离开，到现在一直还在找，结果我们也请了律师，也那个法院处理，我们都没事。结果他发觉他们吵不了，他就一直要压榨，就是要钱。那我们是觉得我们也没犯错，我们给的钱不是表示我们很对吗？
对。
那所以现在就很麻烦。他现在找了电视台，那电视台你也知道，你最清楚嘛，他们黑的都可以讲成白的。
没错。
那所以他现在教育局的来，他刚好他来的时候，我们有一群那个外国孩子play group在我们那里，他现在他又可以做文章了，说我们为什么会有那些人，他以为是我们在收学生在教那个，所以现在他们还在谈，我又担心。
好，没关系，
你看看如果有
重点跟我讲，然后我本身对局长的人是很熟，
我想主要要去找到他们的那个局长啊，教育局局长啊，都很清楚，好不好？应该是教育局，
教育局比较重要哈。
现在都是他那个。
好，我来 arrange。
可是我没有你的 line，
那你没有吗？
对啊，我那天还去。你们有 line， 可是他需要你的马上，不好意思。打岔。可以啊。当时今年要使用吗？
有点舍不得的。
Meeting starts. President Liu, please read the opening bell.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Rotarian, please arise for the forward test. The forward test of the things we think, say, or do. First. Second. Third. Fourth. Thank you. Please be seated. Rotary song. P-pad, would you lead us to sing?
Okay, let's just sing Rotary song. 1, 2, 3. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is known on land and sea. From north to south, from east to west, he profits more who serve the best.
R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
Thank you, PP Pat. Okay, going on is the introduction of visiting Rotarian and honorable guest. May we have PP Juice to introduce?
Thank you. Good afternoon. President Lu, our distinguished visiting Rotarian from District 9830 and our local district. We have a full house today, and it's my honor to introduce you today's visiting Rotarian guest. And first is our speaker of the day, Joy. Thank you. And our Rotary Friendship Exchange Group from Australia, Tasmania, District 9830. We have group leader, PDG Ian Sui. From the Rotary Club of Salamanca, President Ruth Temple Smith. From the Rotary Club, PP Michael Bennett. And his wife, Maureen Bennett. Also from the Rotary Club, PP Louis Beckwith. From Ulverston Club, PP Case Donny. And also from Ulverston Club, Elizabeth Anderson. And from the Rotary Club of Cremant, David Hart, and his wife, Pauline. And now we have, I believe is our Rotary Friendship Exchange from our district group, from Huiminse, CPAST. From Huiminse, Rotarian Flower. From Taimense, Rotarian Nancy. And our good friend from Dathun, Rotarian Master. And also we have Jennifer, our Oakley's wife, Sophia, President Ruth's wife, Diane, Mike's wife, Jolene, Anna's wife, and we have Spencer, that's Sam's friend, Spencer. And we have Ivy, Elle's wife, and the last, Amy, my wife. I hope I did not, up.
Yeah, I introduced her.
If I miss anyone, please raise your hand. Okay, up. Now you. Yeah, we have actually Sumin. We good to see you today.
Thank you, PP Juice, and welcome all the guests. Let's sing the song to welcome our Rotarian. PP Pat, please.
All the visiting Rotarian, please rise up and let's sing the welcome song for you.
Guests of Rotary, we greet you. Oh, guests of Rotary, we greet you. We want you to feel our friendship is real. We are glad you are here today. So take back home a bit of cheer. Regards from all the fellows here. And once more, you are near our door. Come again, Rotarian, come again.
Thank you, PP Pat, and we look forward to your next visit. Okay, next is our President's time.
Good afternoon, everyone, and our distinguished guests from not exactly across the world, but long way for sure, from all the way from Tasmania. Welcome you all. I think I spoke a lot last week, more than half the session. So I'm gonna save my time, and instead of speaking more, I'm gonna give up my time to our lovely guest here. And may we invite their PDG, Ian, to say a few words and introduce their team a bit for us.
Thank you. Thank you, President Liu. This is my second visit to this club. We have been establishing a long relationship with District 3460 and now with 3461. In 2014, we exchanged our group study exchange program, and that was very successful. In 2015, we established the first friendship exchange program. And since then, we have built a relationship through our youth exchange program. We have Taiwanese students in Tasmania and Tasmanian students in Taiwan. This is our second friendship exchange. Thank you to Rotarian Buck, the district chair of the Friendship Exchange Program. And what comes next? Well, who knows? We may be able to establish a joint program with this district on an international project. And Dr. Lois Beckwith has been speaking to Rotarians already on the concept of developing a joint program with your district in Nepal. And so if you would like to speak to Lois at the end of the meeting, that would be excellent. We have great admiration for the development of Taiwan since 1949. You have turned your economy into a dynamic, modern, democratic, industrial state with freedom of speech, and we congratulate you on that. You have a beautiful island, and hopefully the team that comes to Tasmania in February, led by Rotarian Anna Lee and her colleagues, some of whom are here today, will have a wonderful experience in Tasmania. So we thank you for your hospitality. I would now like to present a banner to President Liu.
And we'll exchange them.
Thank you.
Should we hold both of them?
I think so.
Yeah.
One more. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, right. And I invite David Hurd, Rotarian David Hurd, from the Rotary Club of Claremont, to also present a banner to President Liu.
We have the tiger. One more.
And third, but not last, Rotarian Ruth Temple-Smith from the Rotary Club of Salamanca. Ruth is the current president of the Rotary Club of Salamanca.
How do you manage to travel while being a president?
Difficult.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your gracious hospitality over the last few days. We have one more week in Taiwan, and we look forward to receiving the Taiwanese delegation next February. So thank you very much, President Liu.
Thank Thank you, PDG Ian. Okay, next, may we have PP Juice to introduce our vocational visit next week.
Thank you. As the vocational service chair, this year we're going to have 2 vocational visits. The first one will be held next week, next Thursday. This time, Taichung National Opera House. I believe our delegation from Tasmania will visit maybe tomorrow sometime. And I just want to mention you can park for their B1 parking garage, getting from the front door, and all of you will get the free 免费的停车券. And also the location for us meet is called 角落沙龙. Actually, it's really a corner salon. It's right on the northeast corner. So when you either from basement you come to the 4th floor and go to the corner, you will find a corner, and they will have a place, a venue for us to have lunch there, and also we will have a presentation from the Opera House. After that, we'll have tour, and I'll see you next week from 12:10, and be there, hopefully before 12:30, so we can have our lunch there and process with the tour. Thank you.
Thank you, PP Juice. Okay. Next is about our first outing. I'm presented of PP John. And the first outing is going to happen on November 4th and 5th. It's Sunday and Monday. And we are going to Taoyuan Daxi Western Resort. And combined with a very luxury resort, we are having 2 visits. First one is Yes Health Eye Farm. They use the intelligence to farm the vegetable, and it's really worth it to go. And next, we are going to have lunch at the She Blooming Oasis with very good view. And last, we are going to stay at the Westinghouse Daxi Resort. And I heard from PP John that he is very recommend this resort, that he spent a couple days in there with family. And the next day we are visiting Taoyuan Daxi Old Street, and with very traditional architecture and stores. And last of before finish the outing, we are going to visit the Alright Green headquarters. This is a company who produce shampoo very successfully, and also their headquarters is the environmental building. I think it's really worthy to visit, and thank President Lu to give us this idea, and thank PP John to arrange this very nice outing plan. So please, Rotarian, register with Anne if you are interested. And just a reminder that we are having Taichung Central Club is going to have a 39th charter ceremony on October 10th at the Ling Hotel Taichung. So please contact with Anne if you are interested. And October board meeting will be held on October 11th. So all board members, please reserve your time to attend. Next, let's get into our main program of today. And before it, may we have PP Oakley to introduce our speaker.
Hello everyone, it's my pleasure to brief you on today's program about
Okay, about the posture. This is the program topic for today. Posture analysis and its impact. So, our epileptic ancestor spent around 5 million years or so to stand up, to get out of the trees and begin to stand upright on the ground. And this is a kind of gain and pain evolutions. In one hand, we can take the tools. We have the tools and walk freely to exploit the world around us. But on the other hand, we get intriguing in the back pain frequently. And it's getting worse since the advent of the iPhone. This became the universal phenomenon. The people just cannot stop themselves to crash on the iPhone, their smartphone. And this is the coastal problem of the more we bend toward our hand device, the more risk we're going to hurt our neck. So this is a very intriguing paint from this gentleman, a German Renaissance painter. He warned us already, when we have the apple, we must watch out our neck. So, appreciate and enjoy it. So let's welcome our chiropractic doctor, Joy Trump.
You want to comment on the paint too? Joy?
Thank you, PP Oakley. And I think he said a lot of my professional knowledge already, right? But I'm not going to get into the more depth about the postural analysis and how does it affect you in daily life. Okay, let me give you a little bit background about me. I got my chiropractic degree in 2005 in Los Angeles Chiropractic College. So I've been doing this, fixing people's back for 13 years. And I have my undergrad study in biomedical engineering. So I have, I think, somewhat in knowledge about biomechanics. So I use my undergrad knowledge to help me in the chiropractic profession. So let's get into the topic, posture. What is posture? Anybody know? Very simple, unless very precise translation. Okay, the posture is how your body part position relative to your body. And we use biomechanics to analyze how it can affect your body. So bad posture will affect our body structure. So it will affect our body's function. So in this lecture, we will analyze our daily life, how our posture can affect us in great deal. So how does the bad posture can affect you? So bad posture will affect our bone structure, especially in spine. And this is our spine, and each spine, the segment has a nerve coming out the spine. So in order to function properly, we have a very flow smoothly neural conductivity. So if the spine is deformed, and it might affect your neural conductivity. So the neuroconductivity, if it is impingement for the spine, then you will affect your autonomic nerve and your sensory nerve and your motor nerve. So when nerve is compressed, you will feel numbness, weakness in the extremity, your hands and your feet. So is anybody have that kind of experience before? You feel tingling in the hand and the weakness in the leg? Anybody?
All the time.
Everybody's healthy. I'm about out of business. So autonomic nerve will also affect our internal organ, how it functions. So this is chart for the autonomic nerve system. So each different segment controls different part of our organ, like a heartbeat, heart rhythm, and how our lung expand, and how our stomach can digest our intestinal functions. So if you have an out alignment, and you might have those kind of dysfunction going on there. So is anybody has to go to a doctor and check out that your lab result is totally fine, but you just don't feel okay? Like I feel like I don't feel energetic, but my test result come back perfect. Yeah, I often like running into a lot of my patients doing that. So they might have a great deal of the spinal stabilization. That means that the bones out of place affect the nerve function. So here's our structure of the spine. So we have a seven cervical spine, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, and the sacrum and coccyx. Usually we analyze from the lateral side. And please remember this curve. Here is the front, and here's the back. So our cervical spine is supposed to have the curve facing forward, and our thoracic is facing backwards, and the lumbar is facing forward. And later on the slide, I will show a lot of people the curve is totally distorted. So in our point of view, the most of back pain is caused by the improper posture, or except you have the trauma. And whenever you're standing, sitting, across your leg, and walking with a high heel, and working or sleeping, so your muscle and your joint is wearing and tearing for your improper posture. So in the long run, your brain will adapt the position you feel is most comfortable, but those position is not necessarily the right. So when time go over, then your spine will start getting deformed. Then over that time, it's too late. It's irreversible. So this people okay show the picture. That's what we call evolution, but really, right? Okay, here's a chart about the pressure in the intervertebral disc, and for different position. So when you're standing upright, our disc is handling 100% of the weight, and when you lie on your back, it's only have a 25. But I'm not telling you to lie on the bed all the time. Get up and exercise and walk around. And when you're sitting upright in the correct position, your disc is handling 140% of your body weight. Surprising, huh? And a lot of people they don't sit in correctly, so you'll probably handle 185 or even 275% of your body weight. So let's talk about stance. A lot of people standing like this, 3-7 stance. Yeah. And what we call is 3-7 stance. Anybody know? I'll give you an answer. Okay. Because it's a 30-70 weight distribution. That means I put 70% of weight in the back feet and there's 30% in the front feet. And why does it? Why this stance is bad for you? Because you feel you're saving a lot of energy, but because your muscles not working. And why this is bad for you? Because your muscle will become fatigued. Because you're not using your muscle, and your muscles is too relaxed. It doesn't work, and you are causing your pelvic distorted, like a rotate and pelvic drop, and causing the ligament to become elastic. In the long run, you will affect your lower back and your upper back, even your cervical spine. So you'll feel the back pain all over if you stand like this for a long time. And high heels, I like to bring this topic. because I nag about my wife. When the first time I met her, so she started wearing the high heel anymore. Why is this high heel is bad for you? Because there's a lot of effect on the high heel. You're getting plantar fasciitis, 脚底筋膜炎. Okay, and you have the problem at the Achilles tendon attachment, and you will have a lot of the stress on the forefoot. That's what we call a metatarsal phalangeal joint. And you will, over time, if the heel is too high, you put too much stress on it, you will have a fracture, like hairline fractures. And there's regardless like bang nian, 拇指外翻, and the callus, another 长茧 and stuff. And in a bigger picture, right? Since the feet is our foundation, then your knee has a lot of stress, and your pelvic will distort it, and will affect your upper body. So you will have a great deal effect on your pelvic organ overall. So I suggest to my patient that unless it's necessary, then stop wearing high heels. Okay, so the stance, how's the best stance will affect you? Pelvic distortion, like we talked before, and it will create the compensation for the lateral bending sideways, and the rotation, and you causing the lumbar spine unstable. And over time, the disc will getting infected, your lower back will in great pain, and over time, your compressor nerve and your feet will go into numbness. So here's a different kind of stance. People swaying back and hanging over, it's a great lumbar lordosis, or a hunchback, and or forehead, like an anterior head carriage. This is very common seen nowadays, people using cell phone. And this is and how you analyze the correct posture is from the side, from the view of the side, you draw a perpendicular line. Your ear should be aligned with the shoulder, elbow, pelvic joint, the hip joint, the side of the knee, and the bone on the ankle, what we call lateral malleolus. And this is the correct posture, but nowadays nobody stand like this. So we'll go over that later on. So this is a correct stance again. So I'm gonna brainwash you, bring the same topic over and over again. Okay, let's talk about sitting. So who does go home and you relax after the whole day of work and you try to relax and just lie on the couch like this? I do. Okay. So that's what we mentioned before. Sitting correctly, you have to take 140% of your body weight. And do you usually sit like this? Unless you lie on the couch, you do usually sit like this on the couch or on the chair. This is bad for you because your back is not support. So you put a lot of stress at your lumbar sacral joint. So over time, your curvature will change, and your muscle is tensed up, and the disc will eventually pop out. So you will later on see the MRI. What am I talking about? Okay. And this is usually a very common computer usage. And who use computer nowadays? It's cell phone now, right? And this is secretary's work. No, just kidding. But when we use because this is desktop, right? And now people use notebook all the time now. And notebook will create worse problem because they make a notebook smaller and smaller. So you have to accommodate the size of the laptop. So you have to bring your head down and you strap your shoulder and bring your hand up to work on the small keypad. And over time, you like this. Right? So watch out, just don't use the computer over for a long period of time. So after 40-15 minutes, stand up and walk around, stretch. And this is again another comparison. This is a stand-up position and the incorrect position using computer. And you put a lot of stress on the neck. Okay? So how does it affect you in health, in greater deal of the health when you're sitting for a long time? You affect your brain, affect your trapezius muscle, your back muscle, and your neck, cervical spine, your heart, your pancreas, your intestine, your abdominal muscle, and your hip flexor, your even your vasculature, the vein. A lot of people have the bad circulation with the lower extremity because they're sitting too long. So here's another chart. I'm not just going over this. So when you're sitting for a long time, it will lead to dementia. and you hurt your heart, your cardio function is decreased, and hurt your vasculature, you get sclerosis for your arteries, and you get dizziness, your pain, like back pain all over the place, your cardio function, and your cardiovascular, and diabetes, your appetite is dropped, and because it's causing your digestion function to decrease, and overall, it's you are even causing the embolism for your lungs. So here's correct sitting posture when you're using computer. This is a theory if you can do that. Okay, the elbow is 90 degree, so you drop your shoulder naturally, and when you type, right, you don't raise your shoulder, and your head, your vision is parallel, is eye level to the screen, and your the low back is fully supported, and your the knees should be 90 degree, and the feet on the flat on the ground. Just keep in mind that when you use computer, right, and just sit all the way in the back, and to have a back support. So we have a slogan. I made this up. Okay. So 理想的工作就是要靠腰。Oh yeah, that is just the support of the back. Okay. So this will help you to make your low back make it use a little bit longer. Let's talk about the lifting. Is there anybody lift stuff or pick up stuff? You know, just bending over and pick up. Anybody? Yeah. And anybody ever hurt their back like it's so bad? Like when you turn your head, your back hurts. Okay. I often tell to my patients that when you're bending over, start thinking I'm bending over right now. Because when you think, the brain will give a command to your back muscle saying I'm doing this action, so it will reduce your chance of injury. So when you lift this the heavy object, bend your knee, and try to use the knee to lift the object. And how does it affect you when you're bending over to pick up heavy stuff? This is your disc, the 椎间盘. When you're bending over, carry heavy stuff. Let's say this object is like 5 kilo or 10 kilo. When you're bending over, pick up stuff, to the weight, the force on your disc is probably 3 times more because of leverage. Okay, so I have a model here. So when you're bending over, your disc pop out like that. Or let's say if the disc is already injured, and you pop out like that, you will hit the nerve on the side. So be very careful about when you're bending over, pick up heavy object. So the best work zone is to close your body. More close to your body trunk, you reduce the leverage, so reduce the weight of the object. And also to a close area to your body. Okay. Another topic is about when you wake up in the morning. Who does like when you in the morning alarm sound like went off and you sit up right away? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, yeah, I used to jump out of bed because I was running late for work and school before, and now I gain this knowledge, so I do this. First you turn on the side. On the side way, use your hand. The bottom hand use the elbow, and the top hand use the palm to push yourself up. And this usually is when you get used to it, you will become very fast when you get up. Because my patient complained to me, oh, that's like who got time to think when the alarm went off when you run late. But just get into the habit about the correct way to get up. You will save your back for a great deal. Okay, the next topic is the cell phone usage. This is often seen in the public transportation. And like PPO colleagues showed us before, this is a great deal when you lower your head and checking your cell phone. Like a more degree, and your neck will carry more force. So just be careful about using a cell phone, because I see a lot of patients that they have a neck problem, like even a patient in their 20s. So here's another chart. The different degree and different load, it usually become different, like a tremendous weight on your neck. So this is a leverage. Also, this is when you try to reach something far, like I have a lot of patients have a shoulder problem, And as then, if you try to reach somewhere far to pick up heavy object, like in a big silver car, you try to pick up the briefcase. Anybody? No? Okay. All right. Yeah, just watch out. Don't try to reach somewhere far with your shoulder, because that will hurt your shoulder. And when the shoulder has a problem, it's really hard to fix. So this is leverage. Okay. So we're gonna go over a little bit about the X-ray, because all those are X-rays of my patient, and from young to old, they all run into the same problem. So this is the spondylolisthesis. It means that the vertebral body slip out of the place. And this is like a 73-year-old female. And how we determine the level, the condition of a slippage, like we kind of divide 4 sections equally. So if they slip like 25% is grade 1, and 50% is grade 2, and 75% is grade 3, and like 100% is grade 4, and there's a grade 5 is complete out of the place. And usually like over 50% grade 2 to grade 3, you require surgery, and you don't want to do that. And here's another case, is very commonly seen, osteophyte, 骨刺. People have a lot of misunderstanding about the 骨刺. They say, oh my God, I have a 骨刺, and like, what should I do about it? Can you like adjust and remove the 骨刺? No, I can't. If you have this falling in your body, if you want to remove it, and you probably need surgery. But I wouldn't recommend if you have a little bit of osteophyte and you go to take surgery, because usually if it doesn't hit the important part, like a nerve, then you don't really worry about it. Okay, so this is my 73-year-old female. See all this bony part going out of the spine? That is osteophyte. I think this case, oh yeah, this is, yeah, and this patient developed the numbness of the leg, and because the nerve is impinged. And you see the side, how great deal is that. And I remember the history of this patient that she used to bending over doing stuff all the time, because the last generation they used to do it. They don't have that kind of knowledge to correct this. And here's another 65 female about the numbness of the lower extremity. Oh, I don't think you can really see that. Okay, the case is that her disc is completely gone, because all the weight over time compressed on the disc. So the disc is gone, and the nerve, the outlet of the nerve is completely impinged. So she has a great deal of the pain down to her leg, and I'm still working on this case. But she got much better, like after treatment. And her son just told me that because of her habit, she used to shower on the little stool, and she'd like to drain a pot of water and lift the water and rinse. And this is the habit for the past like around 50 years. So I told her that you cannot do that anymore. Okay. Oh, it's the same case. You see the disc popping out and hit the nerve. And you ask me, say, oh, because it is open, that patient is old, right? And I got the I got the 25-year-old graduate student. Is a muscular guy, and he also have a disc problem. Because why? He tried to show his strength, so he tried to lift 100 kilo of his coworker on his shoulder, and this is what happened. Okay. And I got another case of 29-year-old office worker, a female, and her neck is like a way straight, computer all the time. She come here complain, oh, I have the upper back pain all the time, and that can you fix it? Yeah, after I fix it, I feel much better, but she went back to work like on 12 hours a day. So I suggest her, put something under your neck when you sleep, and try to bring back the curve so your muscle can relax. And here's another case of an MRI. So all those cases, right? I run to the conclusion. I kind of run fast today. So the health, you need to maintain it. You try to prevent it before it happens. So our health is like a car service. You go when you manage to start, you go take your car to oil change to check everything out. So before the car hit a big problem, like our body. So you maintain it, you lower the risk of a big thing happen. So this is some suggestion for you. You know, what's your posture, correct action. You know, when you bending over, pick up something, just think about it, and keep the right amount of exercise. Now, I'm not telling you to go run a marathon, but just to move more than usual. Don't sit there all day. And the proper nutrition and drink water, and water is very important to you. And keep your emotion like happy. You know, the emotion will also affect you physically. And yeah, proper rest. Rest and sleep is also important for body to recover. And this is our chiropractic triad. Chemical, mental, and structure it composes our great deal to our health. So here's Thomas Edison said. I actually go online check if he really said that. Yeah. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will instruct his patient in care of the human frame, in diet and in cause of prevention of disease. So just watch great detail of the daily life. You know, to sit upright and to eat right and to exercise, and also keep your mood happy, right? So this is our slide, and thank you for your attention.
Is there any question for Joy?
Yes.
So let's say it's kind of unavoidable that we use computer and these smartphones a lot nowadays. What's your number one or favorite stretch that you would recommend us to stretch?
Oh, I have a lot of stretch. No, just kidding. For the neck, right? I usually tell the patient to stretch your neck muscle, like upper trap. Okay. So anybody want to do this? You can sit on the chair. It's okay. So if you want to stretch the right shoulder part, so you put your left hand on the head, and turn your head to the left, like about 40 degrees, and push down. Everybody feel stretch? Yeah. If you don't feel enough stretch, go ahead, use your right hand hook on the bottom of the chair, and try to lean away from it. So it will give you more pull. Okay, the stretch I usually recommend to do 30 seconds. When you feel the stretch, hold there for 30 seconds, but don't rock it. Because you don't know how far you will go, and you probably tear your muscle sometimes. So, and oh yeah, so that's another one for your hamstring. Just people sitting all the time, right? Your hamstring becomes very tight. So anybody think they are flexible? Can you bring your leg up and you hold it right there? You can, right? Okay, about a chair. Okay, usually I suggest my patient to stretch your hamstring because it connects to your gluteal muscle and your lower back muscle. So if your hamstring is tight, most likely for your lower back is less flexible. So go ahead and put your head on the chair like this high, and hold it right there. Let's two-way, bend your knee or straight your knee. And bend your knee will stretch more to your gluteal muscle. If your knee keeps straight, you will pull the muscle behind the knee. So the key point is keep your lower back straight and lean forward to it, and that's it. And don't rock it. Okay, just hold it right there, and you will feel a great deal of stretch.
So you can either bend your knee or hold your knee.
Yes, it's the stretching to different parts. Yes, and just hold it still. Don't fall. Yeah. Okay.
Any question? No? Okay.
Yes.
Robin?
My experience, I go to the Dr. Joy's studio every 2 weeks and adjust my spine. I feel very good, and I don't feel any pain over my back. Yeah, it's my experience.
Oh, thank you.
So it's a recommendation to the studio.
Yes.
Yes, I have a question to our chair. You are very tall.
With high heel, yes.
You have a low back pain?
Not now, maybe later.
That's right.
I don't wear high heel every day. It's just for the meeting.
Yeah, just
For you guys. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Joey. If there is any more questions, please come to Joey after the meeting. And Joey, please remain stage, accept our gift. Every time I see Joey, I remind myself to stand correctly, sit correctly, so maybe you won't come here more. Okay, next is our attendance report. May we have PP Pat to do the report?
Okay, let me have today's attendance report. We have Rotarian 21 and the visiting Rotarian 11 and 10 guests. So our attendance rate is 66%.
Thank you, PP Pat. Next is Sergeant at Arms report. May we have Gloria?
Good afternoon, dear all. Today's surgery report. We have 7 donations from Hui Min She Flower and Hui Min She Nancy and Dathun She Master and Baguashan She Asen. Okay, and from Anna's a good speech for encourage to get wrong. Sorry. Okay. From President Ru, welcome RFE from Tasmania, the District 9813. Thank you, Joy, for your interesting talk. Last one from Jimmy. Welcome RFE Tasmania. May you enjoy your stay in Taiwan and a safe way home. Thank you, Joy, for the very reminding and helpful speech. Thank you all.
Thank you, Joy. Okay, just a reminder, next week we are having a vocational visit at Taichung National Theater. And October 11th, we are having Miss Huang to have a speech for us and the topic is being visible in global nursing. So please attend. And next is President Liu, please adjourn the meeting.
Thank you very much and hope you enjoyed today's meeting. And so next week, Rotarians will see you at the Metropolitan Opera House.
May we all have step to the front to have a photo together?
你爱听听啊，腰比赛弯嘿，爱听听。一个原则就是挺胸。多拿几张。这个这个啊。
And I'll read you the document. I started in New Zealand.
It's crazy, yeah. It's all making it down.
Ladies, nice to have you come. Okay. I'll make that. Okay.
来，Lady 第二排。这个穿高跟鞋的这个。
So enjoy it. Very nice speech also. 那你过来了，去哪里？团长啦，团长啦，有。
好了，漂亮了。
来，等一下我们看到。
唯一的方法只能露感。对。
哎，你们垫脚尖。
好了，可以。好，垫脚尖，好。好，1、2、3。
等一下啊。1、2、3，再一张啊。1、2、3。
他等下传过来就好了。对了，这么传，他传给我，我再传给你了。我要传到你。
一样。
1、2、3 ，OK， say cheese。Thank you.
OK。好的，本来就是现在这个海报。
You don't see
我较难教，所以我咧去上我拢唔识，所以拜托你当做马拢赶快吼，咁麻烦你。
Thank you very much.